So people on the internet are being very vocal about Mario's new voice, and of course this is going to always be a topic of discussion. After Charles Martinet stepped down from the role, obviously it has to be replaced. The voice has been replaced by Kevin Afghani, and a lot of people have taken a very big disliking to the brand new voice. So Kevin's real first role was Super Mario Bros. Wonder, where we finally got to hear a new take at Mario's voice. But of course it seemed that a lot of people did not have a problem with it, but there was a lot of people that did have a problem with it. For one, it's the internet. It's all people can do is complain on there. But yes, a lot of people are going to obviously just miss Charles Martinet's voice. It's what we all grew up with. It's the only voice we've ever had for Mario. It's not like a Sonic situation where they went through multiple different voice actors. Nah, this is just like the only voice we've ever gotten for Mario outside of like the cartoons and obviously the movie with Chris Pratt. So this is a little different. Switching places for one of the biggest video game characters in the world and Nintendo's biggest is a big deal. So obviously you want to find somebody that matches Charles' voice as closely as possible because he has embedded himself in this character over the years. But with Kevin replacing Charles, it's not only going to limit himself to Mario, but also the fact that he's voicing Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi as well. And yeah, there's some things that people are not happy with. So let's start off with what just recently happened that caused this uproar again. So Nintendo just posted a video for Mario Day on Twitter, and of course they had Kevin Afghani come in to voice Mario real quick as he says, "Oh yeah, Mario time." Now we've heard this clip before at the end of New Super Mario Bros. Where, Charles Martinet has done it 100 times. But we get to hear Kevin Afghani's take on it, and surely it's not as bad as the internet's making it sound, right?
Oh yeah, Mario time!
Yeah, it looks like I stand corrected. Look, I love to give Kevin Afghani as much credit as I possibly can, and I've been backing him up ever since. But there are some clips that do make me think, oh, that doesn't sound the greatest, and this is definitely one. It almost sounds like he has a voice crack when he's pronouncing Mario time, and I don't know what's going on with that. It just doesn't really sound great. Now, of course, it doesn't have to sound exactly like Charles Martinet, but let's just compare the two voice clips because they just don't sound alike.
Mario time! Oh yeah, Mario time! Oh yeah, Mario time! Oh yeah, Mario time!
And honestly, I can't even tell if it's the voice that's just not really sitting right with me, but I think it's more along the lines of the direction of the voice. I feel like there's a lot of times where Kevin raises and lowers his voice in spots that don't need it, and it comes off kind of like a voice crack, and it just doesn't sound right. Instead of just saying Mario time, it's Mario time, and it just kind of has like a weird, almost like a voice crack, and I can see why a lot of people weren't happy with that. Now, I will say, overall, for Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I really did not have a problem. I sometimes didn't even notice it. Now, yes, there are some lines that definitely are more noticeable than others, but to me, the only bad line for me was when you actually chose Mario, which is not good because you do that before every single level, but when you choose Mario, yeah, the voice clip sounded a little off to me.
It's-a me!
It's-a me!
It's-a me!
It's-a me!
Yeah, it's just like a tone thing. I feel like sometimes Kevin takes Mario's voice a little higher than we're used to, and it can come off as a voice crack just because it sounds different. And yeah, I feel like once again, it's just a direction of the voice where maybe Kevin needs to not go as high as Mario's voice. Mario still is an older guy. He's not necessarily like a teenager. He doesn't need to be having voice cracks or high-pitched voice sounds. Honestly, I feel like the rest of his voice clips in Super Mario Bros. Wonder really were not that bad, and it's really hard to tell if you close your eyes and just think about Mario running around and jumping. I mean, take a listen to some of these.
Let's go! Here we go! Oh yeah! Yeah! Woohoo! Woohoo! Hop ha! Yup! Whoop! Yup! Hee! Woohoo! Ha ha! Wee! Oh yeah! Woohoo! Yeah! Yeah! Hop ha! Ho! Hoo! Oh yeah! Woohoo! Ta-da! Wee! Ha ha! Woohoo! Ho! Yo! Wee! Oh! Hey! Look! Oh! 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 Ha ha! Oh yeah! Yeah! Wowie zowie! Wowie zowie! Wowie zowie!
And once again, it gets a little off when you hear some of those wowie zowies. You can start to hear that it's a different voice, like for instance these clips.
Wowie zowie! Wowie zowie! Wowie zowie!
A lot of those little clips sound a little off, but for the most part, yeah, it sounds like Mario. There's just some things that just don't sound right, or like the voice isn't coming through all the way and you're starting to hear some of the actor. And honestly, I'm getting more of a Luigi nasal voice to some of his clips, where like, yeah, it just straight up sounds kind of like Luigi talking at times. And that's actually a good thing though. I mean, at least, you know, Luigi sounds pretty good and he'll be good for like Luigi's Mansion and stuff like that in the future. But yeah, I mean, overall, I really do think his voice is not bad at all, but there's just some clips that just sound off. But as for the other characters, that could eventually be a problem. Now, the only other game that he's really voiced was WarioWare Move It, and WarioWare Get It Together was thankfully voiced by Charles Martinet, so we get to hear a large range of voice clips, because in these new WarioWare games, Wario talks a lot, like non-stop. He just keeps rambling, and that's something that, yes, is just good for Charles, because Charles did that even in his interviews. He would just ramble on and on and on and with a Mario voice. But I mean, just listen to Charles here.
Whatchamacallit? Ha! Nailed it! Same micro game, different abilities. Wah! I almost forgot some big news. 2 people can play together at the same time. So play nice, or else.
At the same time, I remember people actually being upset about this because people were saying that Wario sounded still a little off even when Charles was doing it. Like, he's changed the voice direction for Wario. It's not as deep and rough, like, let's go. Instead, it's kind of like a higher pitched sound, and once again this shows that it's just the pitch of things that change the way the character sounds. It's not like he's taking Wario in a completely different direction, he's just talking in a different tone. This is how Kevin sounds when he plays Wario in WarioWare Move It, the second micro game collection on the Switch.
Get ready! Take a load off! So tired! Thanks for playing! Tough enough? Wah! Never give up! Really? Come on! No way! What'd you do? What? Oh no!
And honestly, this sounds really, really good. I actually like this voice for Wario, and I'm not gonna lie, this direction might be slightly better than what Charles was doing towards the end of the timeline with Wario's voice, where, yeah, it just felt like it was changing up a little bit. His roughedness was kind of going away into more of a high-pitched, you know, new tone for him. And I actually really like Kevin's take on it, and this is an example of some things could just be improved on with Kevin's voice. Another thing that we have to remember is that this is a new role for Kevin. You know, Kevin's jumping into a massive brand new role, jumping into filling some really crazy shoes of being the voice of Mario, a video game iconic legend. So yeah, they're going to take some time to really nail that voice and get it just perfectly for fans. But yeah, I guess when it comes to Mario's iconic voice lines, those at least should sound at least somewhat similar right now. Like the It's a Me's and Let's a Go's, yeah, they might need to work a little bit on those. But yeah, that new Mario Day clip just wasn't it. I had to agree with everybody.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
But let me know down below what you think on Kevin's new take on the Mario voice. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe also before you head out, as we are making our way to 300,000 subscribers. So thank you so much for your support, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.